All right, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Today, we're talking about engineering AI first workflows with Agentic AI and Hypervelocity engineering. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll jump in. Really quick, my name is Ronnie Yates. I'm an engineering GM at Microsoft. I work in the telco, media, and gaming space. And we are a set of engineers, data scientists, TPMs, a whole solution delivery set of folks, and we work directly with customers in what we call a forward deployed engineering. So we embed directly with customers and help them build out their solutions. So what we've really noticed when we work with folks in the media business, we are really seeing evolution of what's going on in the business. Every stage from ideation, pre-production, production, and distribution is changing with AI-assisted media. So even I'll pick just a couple of these to walk through. With ideation, we're seeing digital media. In that era, we sort of saw this distributed real-time collaboration, these tools that allowed us to work together and collaborate on ideas. Now when we bring agents into this motion, we're seeing AI augmented exploration. So you're seeing agents join to your team, allowing you to rapidly, creatively branch, explore different stories, different worlds. In pre-production, digital planning and tools came in the digital era. Now we're seeing AI-assisted media where worlds are being built, 3D worlds are being built. You can go through quickly and look dev, assets are being generated. It's really increasing the development and no worries, the iteration time that we have when it comes to that media pipeline, all the way down to distribution, where we can actually do intent-aware adaptation per region. So if there's different content restrictions or different cultural norms, you can actually adapt those while that delivery is happening. So we focused heavily with our engagements in pre-production, and we believe that's where a lot of value really comes in when you think about pre-production and being AI amplified. So even in the spot of sort of creative support, when you build out your story, your storyboards, your scripts, it allows you to rapidly iterate with agents. You can set a different tone. And really explore much faster than you could without those agents and with just human assisted. It definitely lowers costs. We've seen that. Fast changes, flexible exploration is really bringing down the cost. And feasibility and risk, when you are able to rapidly iterate on scenes and scope and constraints, it brings down that feasibility and risk. And when you go to market and you go into theaters and film, you actually have much less risk. So we're seeing more stories getting piloted. So it really does, AI is really shifting sort of that clarity forward. Now, when you think about bringing those agents to your pre-production tools, what does that really start to look like? Where we see a lot of sort of the creativity, the narrative inputs, the creative resources, early visual concepts coming into being fed into these AI agents, and then the output is really structural assets. So you think about the structural assets like storyboards. If you think about all the data that needs to be translated and into these tools, that's done by those agents, right? Making that process seamless, easy, but still leaving the creativity in the hands of artists, storytellers, and others. So we're really seeing that those AI agents help assist that, and we'll see that a little bit in our demo coming up here. So we'll dive a little bit more into this sort of blueprint, this architecture space. We really see the architecture being sort of 5 layers here, where we start at universal data, where your scripts live, where do your assets live, and breaking down those silos, up to data intelligence, where we're actually looking at that and analyzing those assets for intelligence and mining that. We have an agentic framework, an agent governance, and then UI for AI. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here. So starting down at the bottom, so this is our Microsoft sort of generalized framework that we apply. So If you look down at the bottom, that's where you see that universal data space, and that's where you see images, scripts, videos, your metadata, external tools living. And those are often in many, many different data silos. So you have digital asset management, you have media asset management. What we want to do is give folks the ability to leave those assets where they're at, or bring them into Fabric. But we want to break down those silos and allow you to analyze and use those as needed. If you move up a layer, this is what we call Media IQ. This is in line with Microsoft's Fabric IQ, Foundry IQ, where we bring your data and intelligence to it. So this sits above that universal data layer and allows you to actually run analytics and run agents in those spaces like Fabric IQ. Foundry IQ is where a lot of agents can sit, have access to those images, those scripts, those videos, and mine the data from them. If we move up from there, this is where we actually see the agentic framework, or your agents living. At the agentic framework, this is where we have orchestrators that will help orchestrate the work between agents and orchestrate your workflows, your long-lived workflows there. Down in this area, we have where we multiple agents running in this space and an agent service. We'll look at that a little bit in the demo that we're talking through as well. But not only that, you also have, again, agent-to-agent communication. You have maybe more traditional ML models. You have an agent memory sitting there, and even model context protocol, MCP, that will help bring in additional functionality. And importantly, above that sits our agentic governance, and this is where agents really, we help them behave in terms of observing their behavior, making sure they're acting in a secure way, making sure their governance and control in line with your business. We also think about responsible AI, especially in the media space. How do we think about using AI in a responsible way that moves us forward and not moves this technology back? And then finally, we think about, okay, what's the UI for AI here? How do your folks, creatives, directors, and producers interact with this data, with this platform? And we want to meet them where they are, where they're doing their work today, so it's easy to integrate this work into web apps, also into Teams and Outlook and Copilot, where people do their work today. So this is our sort of architectural reference, where we build a lot of our solutions with our customers and make sure they're robust, they can be delivered and managed successfully. So let me do one thing here. So let's take a quick look at a demo here, and let's see if they can switch for me. Cue the demo over to my. We talked earlier if how could I be distracting? Maybe do a little breakdancing. Anyway, okay, no need to watch me break dance. It's been a long time since the 80s. Okay, so what I want to walk you through real quickly is this is Microsoft's A2A agent orchestrator, host orchestrator. And this does, like I was talking earlier, it helps you to orchestrate workflow between multiple agents, or what we call your agentic team. So I'll just start down the left here. I'm logged in. This allows me to bring all of my data from Work IQ, so emails, documents, things that I've worked on, to bear into this platform. So when I work with my team, they have knowledge of what I've been working on. Here you would see previous chats that I've had with my team, any shared files that I've worked with on my agentic team. Here's just the familiar chat interface. I can go in here and start chatting with my team, ask them to kick off work or do some research, and just in general work with that agent team. Down the right-hand side, things get very interesting here. This is where we have our host agent, and this is the host agent that's going to orchestrate the work. Here's my set of agents that are on my team that I'm working with. And if I want to register more agents, I could come in here. If I know a URL, maybe they're located, I can register and add them to my team. I can come through and actually look at an agent catalog. So this is, I can enter in and search for different agents and add them to my team as well. We'll be working with 3 of those today. So let's take a look. So let's jump in and I can work with one of these agents individually, but a workflow is what we want to sort of look at today. So if I click on the workflow, then this brings up our workflow designer. So you can see the available agents down the left-hand side, and then you see this sort of designer in the middle. This is where you can drag and drop different agents and think about what is the workflow I want to produce. So real quickly, we have 3 agents that we're going to work with. This is a script to board workflow. This is how do we go from a brief to a storyboard, where we're building up a script, we're breaking that down into scenes, and then we're going to a storyboard format. So here's my script generation engine agent. It's going to grab a brief from my digital asset management, okay, and it will build a script based off of that. And then it's going to send it over to the scene breakdown agent. It's going to break those down into discrete scenes. And then it's going to send those scenes over to my storyboard agent and build up a simple storyboard. So let me copy and paste. This is going to be interesting with one hand. Okay, got it. So I have just a prompt that I had loaded up here. Generate a script from brief P92260. That's the ID in my digital asset management system. Create some storyboards and scene breakdown for an initial review. So we'll go ahead and kick that off. And you'll see on the left-hand side here, you'll see the orchestrator is starting to think about how do I do this work. Our script engine agent is generating the script. It's gone to the scene breakdown, and then the AI Foundry storyboard agent is building out some of the storyboards. So if you look at this, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it's starting to think about what characters to break down into the script, how to fill that out. Then there's a scene breakdown with blocking notes. It's starting to think about, okay, how do I rationalize about this scene? And then we're sort of cut off here, but this is where we start to build out that storyboard. Here's the workflow that we've been managing. You think about those, the actions are complete, we're all done. We see 3 boxes. This is, here's what the script agent did, here's what the storyboard agent, and then there's some next steps. You may need to expand this out. You might also think about a stakeholder review, things like that. And then down at the bottom here, a little bit hard to see, you see, hey, what is the efficiency of this workflow? So here's the number of tokens used by the agent, number of tokens by the host. Here's your total, and this is what it cost you for that run. So about a dime. That's not bad for the work that was done here in 3 agents. So let's go back. One last thing to sort of show here. Just if you look at, trying to scroll, bear with me. So if you look at up there, you'll see the script generator and the details of the script it generated. Details of the scene. You'll see the storyboard generation agent. You see a little picture there. You see the structured data in JSON that it broke out for that storyboard. A nice summary. Let's see. And then actually the storyboard itself, which I almost started playing, but won't do that now. So that's the storyboard that it generated, just one of those. And then here you can come back to the chat if you wanted to, and you can see all the assets that it worked with. There's a simple storyboard. You can work to refine that as well. And so multiple agents being orchestrated by the team and helping you get your work done. So that is our A2A host orchestrator. So that's sort of our how do we actually bring agents into this space that we do as an engineering team. And we also want to talk a little bit about how we bring development to the media industry itself, and with the thing that we've developed, a framework or way of working that we call hypervelocity engineering. So as engineers, we need to rapidly develop solutions, and that's changing in the media space today and going forward. You have to move rapidly, work with the customer, and iterate really quickly. So what we call hypervelocity engineering is really what we do is we really start out with working with tight multidisciplinary teams with deep domain expertise. So we really don't think of separate teams of engineers, separate teams of testers, data scientists. We want to bring them together as a single team so that they can move quickly and iterate and start to sort of break down communication barriers. We also use design thinking and really work with the customer to really define what they want and how we deliver in discrete chunks. We also use proven mission-critical production starting points, what we call accelerators. So we work with these companies over and over, and we never want to write the same thing twice. We want to deliver that with quality and have a good starting point, so every additional engagement becomes faster and faster. And finally, we use AI agents and tools across the full life cycle, from planning all the way through delivery. We take advantage of agents wherever we can. So let's take a little bit. In our journey here, if you think about it, and I'm hoping we're seeing other delivery companies see this as well, is that in 2017 through 2023, we were traditional agile, 2-week sprints, 10-person teams, months to deliver. If you're still doing that, you're probably not moving fast enough. We've really seen that start to change. We should be iterating daily almost. And around February 2025, this is really the catalyst. We really saw models change where they could actually write high quality code. Maybe not in a vibe coding way, but in a way where it could really start to deliver engineering quality. That was sort of the catalyst where we said, okay, now this is really possible. So today we have HVE in action. We have teams, 3 to 4 experts. It's AI powered, and we're continuously delivering in days and not just weeks. We've seen the velocity increase. About 2 to 3x that velocity increase, so that's really bringing things that used to take months down to weeks. And we've also seen about 30% of the code written across Microsoft. This is Satya said this a while back. About 30% of that code is written by AI agents. And if you look inside of our group, I think that number is even higher. So we're really starting to take advantage of that. And if you're not doing that in your own delivery, or if you're working with a partner that's not, you may not get the velocity that you need. But you have to make sure that they're doing it in a way that's delivering quality as well. And just a few things, lessons learned. Again, leveraging those common foundations. We have what we call AIC, infrastructure as code. Everything is built in the cloud. If you're not delivering your infrastructure as cloud, something that can be built and deployed rapidly, you're not going to move fast enough. Hypothesis-driven, data-backed solutions. You want to work with the customer's data almost immediately, because if you don't, you're going to have model drift. You're going to deploy that AI solution, and it's automatically going to drift and deliver the wrong solution because you haven't tested on real data. So start doing that early. Iterate on real data almost instantly. And then build out your AI assistants across the whole pipeline, everyone from TPMs, product managers, all the way to those that are doing maintenance and delivery. And then call to action. That's really all I have. I hope you've enjoyed the talk, but just a couple of things, call of action here. We do have an HVE core that's located here. It's an open source set of tools that we've put out there. It's a collection of 46, I think now, different agents that will help you with delivery of code. So it's everything from code review to planning and delivery of a solution that will help you deliver solutions faster to your customers. We do have a build your own agent here. If you're interested in learning how to build an agent and building your first agent, please stop by our booth. You're already here, why not? And it's located right there. That young man that's waving his hand will help you. We've got a set of folks that will help you build out your own agent and have some fun here. And then co-engineering with us. If you are maybe a Microsoft partner or have a connect into Microsoft, then you can reach out and say, hey, we would love to work with Microsoft in the FDE motion. So that's all I have today. Thank you for spending your time with me, and stop by our booth and talk to us, and we'll be happy to hear from you. All right, thank you.